Hello, hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing pretty good today. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right back into Fire Emblem Awakening. I hope everybody is here, and oh, we've got nobody left. We will try to pull through on this. So we've got. I'll show you what's up with the situation for those of you who either missed the last part, or for those of you who, you know, saw it but want to see what preps I did beforehand. So basically what I did was I went and I did a couple things. Forged a Brave Axe for Donald, the Donald percent. 17 might Brave Axe with 3 crit, because you got to get 3 crit in there. Forged 10 extra hit on it. It's going to be disgusting. It's basically just there for the final boss. I forget how you beat the final boss. We'll figure it out. And I bought tonics, 15 tonics of each stat just to pour on each character. So as you can see, all of our combat units just have tonics poured all over them, in addition to their para bonuses. I think we can do this. I think we got this. But we'll see. You pretty much have to use Parallel Falchion. Well, we've got Chrom pretty stonked up. I fed all the stat boosters to Robin, or Gilliam, I should say. I don't know who Robin is. So I think we got this. I hope. Lucina is not a game over condition in this game. We don't need it. We already have effective damage. It's Donald. But anyway, what's going on, everybody? Neo Sigma, Mr. Rock, Speedy Hawk. Excited for more 3DS Emblem, wrapping up one game so that I can play a much better one, or worse one, depending on whether or not you like Chaos or Control more. And Lucina fanboy. Okay, people diss on Lucina, but I don't understand why. We're also gonna we're going full on Chrom, Gilliam pair up now, because it's basically our only choice, I would say, for now. It's at least the best hope we've got. So we'll just go ahead and let's just throw our boy out here. See what happens. He's gonna have to go out there anyway, no matter what. Death counter looks a little messy, I do agree, Marshall Holzer, but the thing about it is that we do have a level 2 unpromoted Cordelia here. I mean, those are disgusting stats for level 2 unpromoted, and she does not get one-rounded, remarkably, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. So I'm thinking, oh shit, okay, where can we get... Wow, there's nowhere that Flavia and Basilio can get that's just accessible by that paladin. Hey, what's up, Rosie? I like that, gamers. Big fan. So we need... Oh, man, because our goal... We have a goal for this chapter, which is get Gilliam to level 10 and second seal him so that he can Nosferatu tank. That's our goal for this part. But we'll see how that goes. Oh, okay. Can we? No, there's literally nowhere we can get. This is terrific. We'll just have to... What kind of weapon this guy got? Silver Lance? Okay, Silver Lance is actually... That's baby shit right there. Oh, wait, did that just open up Cordelia? By moving to the fort? Oh, well, we'll find out. If Gilliam does die to a 3% crit, I'm gonna be mad. If Awakening did have Offspring seals, that would be significantly better than, you know, the nothing it currently has, where you just hit the Master Seal. I sold everything, by the way, in the inventory. Just all of it's gone. Because it wasn't doing anything anymore. I sold all of our bows, our bronze weapons, all of our stuff, because that was really our only point. Yeah, this is basically just Donald Emblem now at this point. God, Gilliam is so good, but Crom is even better. Hey, what's up, Bobigism? Yeah, Cordelia's super fast. Bombastic Emu. So, we've got a hope. We might have made a grave error already on turn 1. We've got to find a way to pull these guys to Donald. Never thought I'd be saying that coming into this run. Did I make it a point to not kill Olivia? Eternal Dawn, it wasn't really so much a point as it was she was paired up with Donald, so it just ended up working out for her. Okay, mostly... Jeez. Jeez. Oh, the Donald percent go brrrr. But we don't need it. We need 2 range for enemy phase. We gotta get Donald up over here to protect everyone else. Actually, we're pretty good, I think, with Gilliam. So long as we don't get... this really nasty, like, disgusting... As long as we don't get any of those Mage Knights or anything on our ass, then we should be good. And the other good thing we've got is that Basilio and Flavia can, like, they actually can handle themselves, remarkably. Which is really quite incredible, I have to say. Like, they're taking almost no damage and dodging a bunch of shit. Let's see, if I put her there... Silver Sword and Silver Lance. Just the Silver Sword, so we don't need to use the Short Axe. We can just use Silver Sword, it's probably better. Gilliam and Crom S rank. We'll get them to their A rank. And I'm definitely hoping that we can... The big question is going to be, can we beat this stupid game? This game is so good. You got a new microphone today, Joe _? That's great to hear. Now you can make your Solid Snake in much more crisp fashion. I am all here for it. It is... I think it says a lot about Basilio and Flavia that they come into this and just... They just handle the enemies, and it's not even a problem. In this game. No one has died yet, Metal King Slime, although, you know what they say about not counting your chickens or whatever. We're definitely gonna get jumped by like 300 guys, aren't we? From these forts. So we need... What we gotta do is be careful with these guys, with like Rex Caliber and shit. Those guys are gonna be the problem. I think... Ugh. Let's see, what's this guy's range? It's pretty good. This guy is slippery. He can get pretty far. It's going pretty good, X0X, man. Glad to see you here. What's up, Dark Advent? Hope you're having a good day, just like everybody else. Always hope everybody's having a good day. We need... We're not going to get jumped. They're going to get more jumped. They need to be scared with Donald coming in here. It is actually legitimately terrifying. So we need... Let's just feed this kill to Gilliam here. Because again, Gilliam's got to hit level 10. Because we're going to need him to NOS tank, I think. Because he doesn't have any good 1-2 range currently. And we really need good... We need disgusting 1-2 range for what's coming up. Flavia and Basilio can definitely take that guy. And Donald... If we can knock out these wyverns, too, because the problem with these wyverns is that they keep flying over the forests. Basilio and Flavia are great units. Thing is, you usually only have an army full of optimal second gens plus Kraben by this point. Well, we do have an army. That much of what you said, Chaos Amber, is true for this run. We do have an army. It technically exists. Yeah, dude, these guys are about to get jumped by Donald. Rip these dudes. Literally, I think Arms Thrift might be what saved this run. The fact that we just forged ridiculous 1-2 range and it just never breaks anymore. Perfect. That's actually perfect. If we can just get more than mage killing level ups, I'm good. Yeah, Donald has the Orson's Hatchet, which I think we got from Spot Pass. Interesting that this game went with a Thracia reference for Spot Pass, although I'm all here for it. Okay, Cordelia's dead unless we, like, jump a couple guys. Well, she's not that dead. She can survive one round with just about anyone. Can we... We can one-shot with the Killing Edge. And we can also one-shot with Crom. I always forget that that's a thing. And then... Ugh. Nice. Has Donald capped any stats yet? He has capped strength, skill, speed, luck, and defense. So, you know, he's doing okay. I've seen worse. We'll just put it that way. He's like just one-shotting Mage Knights now, or Valkyries or whatever. Remember when Valkyries was a scary enemy type? Donald doesn't. Donald with a lower strength cap than far superior Vake. That is... Well, hiya, pal. Vake, I will give you this. If Vake were here right now, he'd be doing even better than Donald. I don't think there's any question about it. We would have pumped that guy full. Oh my god, Gilliam goes brrr. Hero Donald versus Warrior Donald. I really don't know. I'm thinking about whether or not to reclass him back into... Hero or not. The reason to reclass him back into Hero would be for the Lonk Bonk, but we don't... The Lonk Bonk, as funny as it is just completely, for one-range weapons, completely outshined by Orson's Hatchet, or by the Donald percent at this point. It's not even close. Warrior does have two weapon types, because we've got E-Axes, which is, you know, making all the difference right now. Let's get over here to our boy and throw him a Rally Spectrum. That sounds pretty good. I also made sure I bought a bunch of Pure Waters as well. Oh, just keep coming. Keep coming. Cordelia is part of the team. She is... Well, she's here. I guess she's here if something horrible happens to Olivia. I don't know what she's gonna do, but she's gonna do something. Swords and axes are better, but we also... I don't even give a shit about Weapon Triangle or anything at this point. I think the caps on Warrior are better for our needs currently. At least that's what... As far as I can tell, that's the situation. Cordelia is the cheerleader, basically. It sucks, but that's really all she can do at this point. Okay, so Gilliam... Wow. Gilliam, at the very least, is, like, uber tanky. Maybe we don't need him to go. Maybe we won't need him to go into Sorcerer. Did Olivia's son die? No, we haven't gotten him. I don't know if I'm even gonna go get the kids, because what are they gonna do? They're dead in the water the second they show up. They are dead as fuck. Hey, what's up, Emma the Scientist? This is your first time tuning into an Awakening stream, and you've got to ask, what did I do to the game's cast? How? Well, that is a question that has, it certainly has answers. We can certainly answer that question to the best of my ability. So basically, somewhere around chapter 17 and 18, everyone got annihilated in the meat grinder that is Awakening, and it was bad. Because I don't know exactly the way the game intends you to go through it. I was talking with some people, and I know Dijon Mustard, who's in the chat today, I saw him earlier, was saying that this game, the intended path through this game is that you go to about the tree, and then you go and collect all the child units. It doesn't matter, that's still a good level up for Donald. You go, you get all the child units, and you get them, like, up to speed around that time. Because there was just this point where basically all the cast, at least the characters that I was using throughout the game, like Lonk and Henry and Tharja and Shershi and Kellum, Even though they weren't great, they were functional, and then they just fell off of a cliff. They just, they went from putting up with the enemies to just getting one-rounded. It was really bizarre. This game's got, it's got progression, I'll give it that. Donald would legit just wipe out, and he goes, Paralog, Donald is gonna wipe out everything. I also just didn't raise units very well in this run, because I wasn't expecting that big jump of enemy quality. So even though I feel like I played pretty well throughout the early game, I didn't keep it together, we'll say. Okay, this guy, what's this guy got? Silver Sword? Silver Sword's kind of a shit weapon. We'll let Flavia handle him. And I think one of the other things that hurts generally, Awakening is a game that, as far as I can tell, like, the enemy quality gets stupid high around this point. Naga, Nemesis, oh shit, they predicted 3 houses? Oh wait, this isn't a Kaga game, so we couldn't do it first. Can we come up with a way to say Kaga did pair up first? Good job, Basilio. Always on it. Little do they know it's Donald. That's the actual threat to humanity. No, Grima is, like, gonna eat shit. Maeda did it second. The other thing that hurts when I'm doing a run, like, when I'm playing, like, Awakening, or I'm playing it on stream, is that Awakening is a game where when the late game is really tough, and you really wanna, like, get your shit together before each map. You want to prep, and I don't spend nearly enough time on battle preps when I'm in the middle of a stream. Now, if I'm, you know, before the streams start, I generally kind of get everything on lock. I spend a lot of time really focusing down, so that's why the Mila tree went super well, is because I really prepped for that. But I don't prep for chapters in the middle of streams. I just don't, because I just don't care at that point. So we are just to slay a god. Oh god, we have to go kill Donald now? How big of a downgrade is Awakening coming from FE12? Dark Advent? I'm about to blow your mind. I think New Mystery to Awakening was actually a jump in quality. I'm maybe the only Fire Emblem fan that says that. I'm actually almost certain I'm the only person that says that. Because I think even though late game Awakening, well, it has its issues. We'll say that. We can definitely say that about late game Awakening. Why am I doing the DLC? I don't want to do the DLC. I think Awakening through up to about chapter 16 is some of the most fun in the series. This is the unit screen, by the way. For anyone who, for Omega, and I'm sure anybody else would be curious. We do have level 4 Olivia here. These are stats that are tearing it up. So Mr. Duck wants some reasoning, and I can tell why Mr. Duck wants some reasoning, because Mr. Duck is a man of great culture, because I think that's a Wendell profile picture. And Wendell, oh, I love me some Wendell. Wendell is so good. Can we even, would it even be possible to get Tiki if we wanted to? I feel like her map and her recruitment would just be impossible. Do the barracks. Or we should do the barracks. So, in general, oh my goodness. That's a log on the floor over there. I swear to God, that's a fucking log. We gotta get it. Please pick up the log. Somebody pick up the log. Flavia, it's by your feet. You walked right past. Fuck. Strength and luck is cool, but come on, get the log. Okay, yeah, support's cool. Supports are cool. Come on, come on. We got one more chance for the log. Oh, damn. These characters don't even support, but I support with the log. Thank you so much for the super chat, Velas Terenia. Your final super chat of the Awakening stream, sad face. The price we pay for Morgan Ascendancy. Let's get our vengeance on these heinous crimes. Let's go do that. We do have an end game though. We can go fuck around with after this. But yeah, so to get back to the New Mystery versus Awakening question, New Mystery has very similar problems to Awakening that I think make them, to some degree, equal experiences. Ambush spawns in particular are just super nasty in both games, and they're not fun. Ambush spawns aren't fun. When you know how New Mystery works, New Mystery has a lot of really good qualities to it. It's probably the best player phase-based game in the series, because you have really reliable hit rates, combined with enemies that aren't just HP sponges. So it is very, like, intense and very specific, and I like that a lot. Once you get past that brutality of the first playthrough of New Mystery. However, the first 16, 17 chapters of Awakening are so insane, are so astronomically... They're just so bizarre and fun and weird, and pair up is a baffling mechanic, and... No, I didn't need to give you the magic. Oh god, we'll have to go buy another one. That, from just a sheer fun standpoint, I definitely prefer what Awakening is doing compared to what New Mystery is doing. This is not a knock on New Mystery at all, because I think New Mystery does a pretty good job of what it sets out to do. I just prefer what Awakening is trying to do, because in a lot of ways, New Mystery was a refinement of that sort of very specific style of Fire Emblem that we had been getting since FE5, the very, you know, player phase FE6 style. And, like, I generally prefer Fire Emblem games that let you be a little wackier, let's just say, than what New Mystery does. Again, not that New Mystery's bad, I just prefer the early parts of Awakening. Oh no. This music is stressing me out, man. This music's not working out for me, bro. I'm doing pretty good, Will Brock. Yeah, it's gonna depend a whole lot. I think Neo Sigma gets to it there. The Neo Sigma saying he prefers New Mystery for the player phase focus. It just depends on what type of Fire Emblem you prefer. I am much more an enemy phase fiend when it comes to Fire Emblem. I like the games where you can play fast and loose, you can play like a maniac, you can do a lot of crazy shenanigans. More so than like the tightly calculated player phase. Not that I dislike those games, I really like them. I just, again, like I said, enemy phase, that's my jam. Love that shit. Okay, so what's our goal here? Defeat Commander. So we just basically gotta drive Donald up this way, and everybody else can hold right here, more or less. It's never too late to reclass into Dark Mage and Nos Tank. It never is. I mean, we probably have to do it, because Gilliam... Well, Gilliam actually has the weapon ranks now for Silver Sword. That's pretty big. So let's grab one of those. This is such a depressing army. You forget if Echoes is more player phase or enemy phase oriented. I would say Echoes for the most part... Oh, we gotta kill Mommy again. I'd say Echoes for the most part is more of a player phase game, because it can be very difficult to retaliate against a lot of... Because there's just not a lot of good 1-2 range, and even if there was good 1-2 range, you have a lot of things like Mire and Witches and Archers that just surpass what you can do with 1-2 range. So, Echoes is definitely, I would say, much more of a player phase game. Would you say FE3 is the least player phase ever? I mean, Awakening is weird. Awakening goes from a player phase game to an enemy phase game. I think that's part of why I kind of got jumped by it, is that I forgot that this game just has, like, the mid-game shift where it just decides that, yeah, you know, I'm fucking player, like, I'm enemy phase game now, like, and you're gonna like it. The existence of attack skills and Echoes makes it much more player phase. Yeah, I would agree. Okay, we can go Silver Sword and just destroy people. We can go Killing Edge and destroy even more people. Don't use up the noble rapier. Oh, we've got the exalted falchion now, so let's go to fucking town with that shit. Good job, Crom. It's not a phase, Mom. Okay, we gotta be really mire. Ugh. Should have checked to see that beforehand. Cordelia's got this. Yeah, a lot of people are saying they don't like pair up. I love pair up. I think pair up is the most interesting mechanic the series has explored. Really post Thracia, I would say. Because Thracia, once you get past capturing in Thracia, the series really gets into like a groove of small variations on the same ideas over and over again. I think the structure of Radiant Dawn really changes it up. But beyond that, I think the series kind of lulls a little bit mechanically. And I think Pair Up is the first legit attempt to really shake up what Fire Emblem can be about. And I really like it for that. It's also just super fun. I think it gives you a ton of choices for how you want to build units, and it allows you to stack. And I love stacking stats. I'm a big fan of that. Am I saying shove? Okay, Metal King Slime has got me here. Shove is actually the best mechanic in the entire franchise. Shove is actually awesome. Shit, if there was a time to fucking have my bows out. Yeah, okay, we got problems now, man. We got problems coming in. Okay. Our problems aren't too bad, though, because Cordelia gets, one... Fuck. What have we got? Okay, we could put a 1 round on a motherfucker. Let's see, can we get her out of this? I think we can. Okay, I have an idea to get her out of this. I think I have an idea to get her out of this. What difficulty is this on? This is on hard mode, Isaiah. I was not about to run an Iron Man on Lunatic. Okay, that guy's gone. That's big money. Okay, so we can 1 round these guys with the silver bow. Sacrifice Olivia and pair up Cordelia. That would be one way to go about it. But ultimately, unless it's a game over condition, I'm not too concerned. You think accepting Cordelia's death is the play here? It might be. It might be. But... especially because these fucking Griffin Riders, like... why are these guys so jacked? Because let's see, what are you getting? What do you get from Flavia? You're getting 7 speed. Part of that's coming from the support bonus, of course. So we're looking at 23 speed. It gets her out of doubling range, but it doesn't get her out of 2-shot range. Here we go. We got her saved. I think we did it. Axe Breaker, hell yeah. Holy shit, that's so good with Tomahawk coming in. Let's go. Get him out of here. See, Pair Up lets you do so many fun, silly things. Oh my god. How the fuck are Basilio and Flavia just such uber chads coming in here? Like this. Like it's just not even a problem. Someone suggested give Olivia a weapon. Just for her to be able to siphon some experience. It would be nice, but she doesn't even do damage to these enemies, so even if she had a weapon, it would just be... She wouldn't be getting anything out of it. Come on, come at me, fools! We got Axe Breaker now. Nice. Oh, shit! Basilio! Fuck, what did he just rally him on? Defense? Christ, okay. Okay, we can get rid of these guys. These guys are actually, like, uber chumps. And Basilio can drink a concoction, definitely, to keep himself fresh. Thank you, Crom. That means a lot right there. Low manning is not optimal in any game except FE4. I mean, isn't it optimal in this game on higher difficulties to just trash the shit out of the game with Crabbin? I mean, I've never looked at it LTC, that's just what I've heard. And it seems to be the case because this game has become significantly easier since I stopped caring about anything other than just crashing it with Donald. Which is, it is weird, I will say that. It is definitely weird. But I don't know, somebody who knows more about, like, the optimal, your metas and stuff of this game can probably fill me in more. Don't people low man FE5? I'm pretty sure people do. The escape maps, they do, at least. Okay, Flavia should be Gucci now. And, Basilio. Donald, I just want res. Just give me res. You need to be a mage killer. The game teaches a life lesson that essentials are what people should focus on. I think, you know, I made the argument in the hard mode video way back in the day that Fire Emblem is a metaphor for life, which is that, like, just shit is gonna happen and you gotta play with permadeath and it's not fair and it's bullshit. So I think, yeah, this game does sort of isolate us down to the essentials. Is Marty in this game? Is Marty in this game, though? Like, I actually don't know what all the Spot Pass characters are. Because if Marty's a Spot Pass character, I'm gonna buy a 3DS capture card just for that shit. The fact that we're gonna just make it out of this, and it's not even gonna be a problem. Like, what's been going on down there, I actually feel pretty smart about. What do we got here? Meyer. Meyer is going to hit one of these days, and I'm going to be punished for it. So let's get rid of that. Dagdar is. Damn, Marty's not. That's gross. Okay, so now I think hammer time, Basilio. Call the hammer. Okay, good news. We have level 10 Gilliam. That's pretty good. Okay, nice. So we're actually, we're completely fine. No! Famous last words. I say right as soon as I was like, I'm not gonna drink a concoction. Oh, we actually still might end up being fine. Yeah, okay, he doesn't have 2 range. You can check the spot pass. Yeah, I got the spot pass rewards. I did do that much. This is the second to last boss in the game, and we're not even gonna need a full 1 round with the Brave Sword, or the Donald percent. We're just gonna do it. Dude, nice Pavise. Clutch as hell. That armor knight, dude, that general's putting his all into this. He's not fucking around. Yeah, we gotta... Poor mommy. I mean, we need the experience, I think. And the NOS tanking. Oh, God. So good. See, what a lot of people don't realize... What do we got here? Speed +2, who cares? Gale Force does not matter. Shadow Gift allows non-dark mages to use dark magic. That's... Wow, Aversa has crummy skills. Goodbye. Haven't we killed you somewhere before? Gogeta. Dark magic, Tome. Did I get better tasting water? Yes, I did, Rosie. Thank you for asking. What's this? What do we got?
It's all right.
Yeah, we got him. Don't worry about it. Frederick, aren't you supposed to be in a cemetery somewhere? Okay. Not gonna lie. I am a little scared about what's upcoming. And I don't know if it's worth it to go Dark Mage for this map. Or Sorcerer. .27 speed. We actually lose a point of speed. Do it. Oh. Yeah, we've got I think Speedy's got the right point. There's nowhere to hide in this upcoming map. We need all the tank we can get, and Sorcerer is our best way to do it. Yeah, name main, we went minus speed on Gilliam. We went, I think, plus defense minus speed. So we just take a big hit to our defense, but... Oh, we're gonna... Oh, well, actually, wait. We do want an elixir. I'll take an elixir with me. Actually, wait. No, don't take Donald's elixir. That's Donald's. He's very protective over it. Okay. Probably want one more Parabot. I mean, for what, Cordelia? I don't. Where do we even go? We can go to get one, but we do have convoy access. Let's just take a look here and see what we got. Does Donald store his items in his pot? Yes. We could undeploy Cordelia, but then that would violate the rules of the popularity chart. Okay, we gotta kill Grima here. Oh man, he looks like Gilliam. Wait a minute. If he's Gilliam... Hold on, son. We're fighting Gilliam and we got the Donald percent that has 3% crit on it? Fuck, we're gonna mess this guy up. It's a wrap for this guy. Okay, so... Our big man is Donald. He's not a game over condition and he's a beast. It's coming full circle. Wait a minute, fuck! I forgot to use my tonics. Okay, that's bad money. We're actually good, though, even without the tonics. At this point, Donald is a game over, basically, yes. Let's check some of the skills. It doesn't look like we got enemies with skills, but nothing that's gonna like annihilate us unless we know what this is. Hit rate plus 20. Okay, who cares? No one cares. Luna's pretty fucking bad. Killer weapons? Okay, we gotta keep the killer weapons. We gotta keep that shit in mind. Keep the killer weapons in mind. Keep everything else in mind. I think from this range, nobody that I'm particularly worried about can get to us here, except for maybe Tomahawk Guy, Axe Fair, and Gamble. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, wait, that guy can't, he just can't reach us. Okay, so get it, just reach into there. And just eat one. Same for you, Donald. Just grab yourself a big hearty speed tonic. Pull out Goeta. Oh, I can pull it out at any time, so I'm not too worried about it. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, defeat Commander. We've got to get to this motherfucker. This song is a banger, by the way. Cordelia's dead. Cordelia's dead. It's already determined. What is this map, bro? Oh, man. Okay. Fuck you, bro. Nice! The way is clear. Naga, my words, awakener!
Right.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ! Why is he this disgusting? I am Grima. I am despair. We do have 1% crit. Oh, I forgot we have Nosferatu strats. God, look at this frame rate. Wait, what? Oh, it's Soul again. I thought we crit him for a second. Nice, Donald. God, I love this slideshow video game. I don't know what we do with everybody else. What the fuck do we do with everyone else? We'll figure something out. Oh, Basilio. I think, in my personal opinion, Cordelia's dead, and I don't think there's anything we do about it. Not letting Flavia die. Cordelia can jump off the dragon's back. There you go. Come on, if the boss attacks first, Cordelia lives. No! Cordelia, no! Basilio! Yes! Fuck! Come on, we gotta survive one turn. Oh, what? Yes, Crom! Crom! Fucking monster! Dual strike plus plus! Rightful king! Oh, Nosferatu tanking so good. We made the right call, people. Come on. Yes, Crom, keep going. This is kind of scary, yeah. Because I don't... If just some stray shit happens, or that guy with the killer weapon starts looking at us a little funky. Oh, I forgot we still leveling up. Okay, that dude probably had a silver bow. This, I don't know. Crom wants you. Oh, keep going, Crom. Annihilate them. Give us all the level ups, please. I need it. I need it. Oh, perfect level. Good whiffs all around. Good stuff. Yes. Flavia, you can't die, Flavia. You have Axe Breaker. Nothing can go wrong. Oh, this is an enemy phase. How the hell did I beat this game when I was like 15? Did anyone die? Lunaproc? Yes. Basilio and Cordelia. No, Flavia. Flavia, you have Axe Breaker. That can't happen. Homeboy probably doesn't even have an axe. Press the start button. We got to see it all out. That's how you beat it. Okay, good job, Gilliam. That's just don't pick up defense or anything. Whatever you do, we don't need it. Just flex on them. Get blank level ups and flex on them. Oh, Crom. No! No! Oh! I'm in pain! I'm in pain! She had Axe Breaker. How could that happen to us? Look at this mess we're in. Hey, at least Olivia made it. Is that it? Is that it? It's a perfect kill. Donald exactly 2-rounded Grima. Before we end it, before we GG this bad boy, we gotta add him to the death counter. We can't not let their memory be lost forever. So Cordelia, oh, it stings. It stings, but we'll put you up there. Basilio and Flavia. Donald is the only person left right now on the entire planet. No, don't move around. Move Basilio. He has Pavise. Well, you know what? We'll get Robin out of his range, so that it doesn't end up being a problem. So that he has no choice but to go for our man Donald. Our man Donald with the Donald %. The most fitting name ever. Let's try to find a place here for Flavia. There we go. Donald. It might not work, but let's see if you can take us home. Take who home? I don't know. There's no one left, but let's see if we can do it. Shit. Good dodge, good dodge. Come on, Donnie. Oh, he's gonna yeehaw him. Please give him a yeehaw on the way out, Donald. Don't worry, we're good. Just get out of his range. Right there. And we're good. Come on. Come on, take us home, Donnie. This doesn't matter. He's gonna dodge anyway. Come on, Donald. No.
Right.
I have no idea what the difference is. Let's let Donald do it. Gilliam! Come on, Gilliam. There we go. You know, my brain ain't doing so good right now. But add it to the W counter because all I do is put up dubs. Because now at this point, what are we on Iron Man's? 5 for 6? We're batting like 800 something, man. We don't mess around, okay? I don't play. We just dominate Fire Emblem on this channel. That's all we do. So, I'm excited to see what the battle count is for Donnie. But we have... Hey, Doran, you can say what you want about the death counter. All I see is the victory screen of the credits rolling. That's all I see right now. I don't see nothing. The death counter in my runs is just, it only exists to shoot down my arrogance at believing I only need limited space. Shadow Dragon Heart 5 win? No thanks, bro. God, think about all the friends we lost along the way. Yeah, we added Flavia. I put everybody up there. Daryl Isaac is still up there. Did I beat FE7 off screen? No. That fell off hardcore. I can die within the first chapter? Probably. I put a poll up for those who didn't see it. I put a poll up for what the next Iron Man is going to be. Just to let everybody... The options were go back and finish FE1, do FE3, do FE7, do Radiant Dawn, or do Shadow Dragon Hard 3. Are the only games I've won enemy phase games. I would say that... Let's see, what games have I successfully Iron Man'd? I've done Sacred Stones. Oh shit, I've done Sacred Stones. Path of Radiance. Awakening. And Project Ember. Project Ember is definitely player phase focused. Project Ember definitely is not enemy phase. The only one I lost was... Binding Blade. I probably could have beaten Binding Blade too if it wasn't for... I made one mistake that sunk... I made 2 mistakes in Binding Blade. One was leaving Marcus in ambush spawn Rutger range, and 2 was... opening that stupid southern gate. So... why Hard 3? Why not Hard 5? Hard 5, Shadow Dragon, I don't think is super fun, necessarily. I think it's kind of boring a little bit to Iron Man because what you have is you don't have a whole lot of like Jagan can get 1% crit at the beginning of that game. Okay, wait, we can't listen. to this. This is just depressing at this point. Let me get a much more fitting music up. For this. Okay, so this is just this is honestly, I don't know if this is the most embarrassing end sequence that anybody's ever had in Fire Emblem, but it's hot diggity damn, is it up there? Is it though? Is this embarrassing? I don't know. 'Cause again, we beat this fucking game. And it wasn't any problem at all. The funny thing is, and I don't know how I feel about this, but this game became significantly easier once I had all the fat trimmed off the roster, also known as the entire playable cast, and it just became a Donald stomp. At which point, how did they both live? They were too weak and deserved to die, except Owain. So I don't know how I feel about that. It definitely made it funny. It definitely was funny once it hit that point. I don't know about everything else. You know, beyond that. I don't know if that's good or bad. It's probably bad. You're in your element, Donnie. Hope the stream isn't ending here. We still got some post-game content to go mess around with. So, we'll go peek a look and see what else is in these other maps, because I am curious to see. But we beat the game. We did beat the game. So, holy crap. Now's the time for us to talk about Awakening, for me to talk to chat. If anybody's got any questions, throw them out here. Hopefully I see your question. We've got a lot of people. We peaked at about 500 people saw this happen, and it was beautiful. They saw beauty. They saw perfection. Do you want to see God? So, use the extra time for a 24x stream. Metal King Slime. Well, you're in for a treat. That's not today, but On Sunday, I will be streaming the finale of Thracia, and we will be doing back around to do 24x. I have gone back and unlocked it, so I have a 24x save file for Thracia, so I'm going to go back and do that blind as well. What was the worst map in the game? I'd say my least favorite map in this game is the one where Morgan died, because it's an open field that doesn't even have like a whole lot of terrain to chew up all the units, and all the enemies just start running at you at once. I don't like those type of maps. I think they're just sort of generally annoying. And so I don't like that map here. The chapter 24 of this game was better because it at least had a bunch of terrain that you could work with to choke out some of the enemies so that you could begin to isolate the wyverns from the rest and really pace yourself. I think chapter, I forget which one that is, the one where Morgan got killed. It's the first chapter where you fight Walmart. I think that's the worst chapter in the game because there's no real choke points and everything just sort of floods down on you at once. Is Thracia long? You kind of want to try it? I'd give it a go, Pi. I'd recommend it. It's not too long. I mean, it's about as long as a generic Fire Emblem game. I'd say other than that, I'd say that's the only map of Awakening. It's 19. I'd say that's the only one that is genuinely atrocious. And honestly, endgame Grima is pretty bad too. But we didn't have anybody there to get killed, so it was whatever. 23 is the worst because it's a route map with reinforcements. I think if you have the tools to one turn 19, it's not so bad, but if you don't have the tools, I would say it's worse. It depends on what your setup is going into it. If you're prepared for 19, it's probably better. If you're not in a blind run, I'd say 19 is worse. This isn't blind, but I hadn't played it in years and years and years, so I didn't remember it. So I'd say it depends on what you're doing. Why didn't I recruit Tiki? Zach, I'll show you what the Tiki recruitment looks like here in a second. I'm going to go do that. So everybody who hasn't seen the Tiki recruitment will see just how awful it is considering what happened to our army. The tools to having one turn 19 are... I'm going to guess it's like, what, a bunch of rescue strats probably? Some boot shenanigans? I don't know. But you're not going to figure that out on a first playthrough more than likely. So I'd still say, like, for most players' experiences generally... 2019 is worse than most of the others. Endgame has ID purpose. It can't be. It does. Endgame has deep lore. Mega deep lore, so you can't get too mad about it. I don't know if I've ever recruited Tiki in this game. How do you one round Walmart in that chapter? I don't know how you would one round him. Well, we one-rounded him, I think. We came close to it. Because Donnie baited him out. Because you bait him out. Am I saying you need... I like enemy phase FE games more because you need to think less while playing them? No, I like it more... Because there's a lot of thinking in enemy phase games if you let it happen. If you turtle in enemy phase games, there's not as much thinking. But turtling in general is just sort of like lame. If you play enemy phase games where you are using your HP as a resource to be spent, and you're just throwing people out there in incredibly calculated situations, it's great. Madhouse did the animation for this game. No wonder it looks so good. They need to get Madhouse back to do more Fire Emblem, because Madhouse, they fucking know how to animate some shit. They do it nice and good. There are no status staves in this game. None that I saw. I didn't see any status staves in this game. My water is way better. Thanks for asking, Rob. Do I think if I had given more time and focus on the preparations, there would have been less deaths? I think so, Jimalian. I think there would have been significantly fewer deaths, not just in this run, but in all runs I've done, if I spend more time in battle preps than I do actually spend. The problem that I have, that I get to go up against, is that, see, when I'm playing this game, or any of the games, and I'm playing them for you all, you know, I'm playing for an audience. I have to play with viewers in mind. And while some of you probably love the nitty-gritty of battle preps, people want action. And so I want to get, you know, I want to get a roll on. I want to keep moving. So I don't want to spend forever in battle preps. I don't want to spend forever looking at enemy stats. As a consequence of that, I play worse than I otherwise would if I'm playing casually by myself or in a let's play, for example. But it's a lot of its viewer concession for that experience of it that I'll just fucking just run right through things. And I'll say, I don't want to think about this. Echo's Iron Man win. Echo's Iron Man at some point. I don't know. Echo's Iron Man I want to try because I think it would be interesting to see what happens in an Echo's Iron Man using the revival shrines and all that. I think would be cool. What? You don't have to do shit. You just have to use Donald. Man, what a Chad, this guy. Why didn't I put a ROM hack as an option in the poll earlier? They are so much fun. Ricardo, the problem with the ROM hacks isn't that I don't want to do them, but I have a lot of people that want to see a lot of the games to try them out at the official game, so I want to get through as many of the official releases before I do ROM hacks. I'm not against doing ROM hacks, but I want to get through more of the official games first before I... So if I just continue from this point... Let's just go fuck around for a little bit and look at these other maps. Vision Quest, Iron Man win. Maybe not Vision Quest right off the bat. I'd do Justice and Pride, though, if I did one. Let's take a look at that Tiki map and see what's going on here, because it is bad. But I'm going to continue answering a lot of questions. Ban revival shrines, in your opinion? I don't want to... So basically, Dotstiff, the reason why I wouldn't ban stuff like revival shrines is because one of my main goals in... What the fuck? What is this? What's going on here? This is interesting. Interesting. That is definitely curious, whatever this is. That feeling with terrain, defend map with no terrain. This is something. I think, can we get Tiki? I think we can. We'll just have to intercept with everyone way earlier than what we were thinking of. You tried to warn me. I mean, hey, we're just playing on dark mode, Speedy, as Soulmate says. So one of the things I try to do with Iron Man's is I'm curious to see, are these games, how conducive are they to playing through mistakes with the mechanics built in? So I would allow revival shrines because I would be, part of what I'd be curious about is, with all the tools Echoes gives you, is it completely beatable playing through mistakes? You know, that's part of what I'd be looking for. So I don't need that lunatic save anymore. So that's why I would be curious. This is fascinating. I think it's okay though, because we'll just throw the big guys. We'll just throw the big guns out there and see what happens here. I wish Sayri were alive. Oh, they're running right past us. Okay. Interesting maneuver, my friend. Well. Yeah, this is now that I'm playing this again, this is why this map is difficult. Why it's not particularly doable for someone with my IQ. Yeah, we already lost. We already lost this map. So you're telling me there's a chance? Out of curiosity, what am I thinking about for the next Iron Man? Well, Rad Wanderer, I put up a community poll, so we'll see what people want for it. It's just going to depend on what people are interested in seeing. So the options are pretty simple. Yeah, I think we're dead as shit. Can we pair up with Tiki? No. Yeah, this is why I've never bothered recruiting Tiki. It's just a pain in the ass. It's not worth it. Is that a game over, actually? It's not. Interesting. So, They'll always go straight for Tiki unless there's literally no other option. Yeah, so check out the poll. Right now, apparently, it's really close between FE7 and FE10. So, hey, go vote strategically and vote for which one of those you'd rather see. If it's FE7, I will be doing Lin mode. I'll do Lin hard mode and then Hector hard mode. Because to try to get all that, got to get all the juicy game in there. I don't know if I like Tiki. I've never seen any of her supports or how she is in combat because I've never gotten her before. So, turtle around Tiki and just enemy phase? Maybe. Link to poll? You know, can I actually find that poll? That's a good question. Let me go find that bad boy. I'm gonna link the poll for the next Iron Man in the chat for everyone who is curious. I think I can't look at this anymore, so I think what we're gonna do is let's just go poke around in those other paralogs and see what we have. Again, for those of you who have just come in, we already beat it. We already beat the game, and we did it with no game overs. Now I'm just kind of messing around and seeing some of the extra stuff that we didn't do in the game. Wyvern Valley. You probably should have just a bunch of bows for that map. What exactly does this map? Whose map is this? I'm gonna guess this is like Brady or something. Rout the enemy. Oh gee, Wyvern Valley. Oh man, it sure lives up to its name now, doesn't it? Villager. There's just a guy hanging out here. Okay. Heroes Iron Man win? No thanks, bro. Why is Cordelia still alive? I just reloaded a save so that we could go look at the other maps I didn't do during the main game. So that's all we did. So we're just fucking around at this point to take a look at the maps and for me to answer questions that other people have. So Brady has a shrine map. Then what is this? Oh, did I have the wrong weapon equipped? I think I did. I think I still have Donald % out. Tiki has a fair bit of supports, actually. Her male Robin support is pretty sweet in your opinion, but I don't know why you wouldn't have Robin paired up unless you're shooting for her. That's probably true, but this is Jerome. Okay. Tiki has Anna, Robin, Sayuri. Is it a... Like, I remember when we had Shershi and Kellum. It's been a long time. You feel like this game doesn't have any bad units. Tell that to the death counter. Shadow Dragon Hard 3 is a pretty fair Iron Man. That's what I was thinking. It's difficult, but it's not... It doesn't have that early game nonsense that can just screw you for no reason. Which is why I avoided putting Hard 5 as the poll or as the game that we were going to do, because I just, gonna be honest, am not too keen on trying out a Hard 5 on an Iron Man. I know it's easily doable, but I know with my luck and my skill combined, I'd be fucked up so hard. Death compilation win? There are no bad units, only bad players. Well, I would argue you, but I'd have no standing. If you're recruited in the first act of the game, you're viable. Basically, the child units, I would be curious to see what you have to do to get the child units really good without grinding. Like, I'm sure it obviously can be done. Like, I don't doubt that it can be done. I just obviously didn't have the right setup for it, so I don't know. I'd be curious to see what it is. Can we just have a compilation of people living? Can we get every single attack Donald did in this run in a compilation? Fuck these villagers, man. I really don't care. Show the 2 turns that Cyrene lived through. Sayri, hey. Sayri made it pretty far for a unit just coming off the bench to be garbage. You will donate $50 for me to use Sophie in the Birthright run with Speedy. Wait a minute. Sophie. Who is Sophie? In Birthright? If Sophie is a character in Birthright, I will come up with a meme build for Sophie. Silas's daughter. That's right. I forget the names of all the kids. I don't know any of the kids in Fates except for Percy, because I think of all the things in Fates that are bad and gross, there is one thing that is super... I'm not taking Potsy's money, but if there's a kid that people really want me to use, I'm trying to think of a meme build that we can use. I'm curious, because I'm struggling to think of any crazy memes to do that I want for the run, because I feel like I have to. I need to come up with something. People will expect it, that I come up with something dumb. And I just don't know any of the kids in Fates. I was looking through a list of the kids in Fates, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, because it is a lot easier. It's much harder to get the kids, I find, in Fates, because there is grinding, even though Birthright technically has limitless grinding, because it doesn't have the overworld map. I never even think about it. And then Fates, it's like, yeah, whatever. But anyway, as I was saying, Percy and Arthur is the only wholesome thing in all of Fates. Like, that's an adorable relationship. Percy and Arthur. I love it. Rip that guy. Shiru would 100% fit in as an axe. Bro, we don't know. I don't know at this point. You probably got to take it up with Speedy. I don't know what we're doing with Ryoma yet. I have my opinion on it. I'm sure he has his own opinion. And I'm sure everybody here has their own opinion on what Ryoma does to Birthright and whether or not the game is more interesting with or without him. On Lunatic, I think most people are going to say more or less. I don't know. Make everyone a ninja. Hey, that's one way to get it done. Nice, Crom. Fuck. What the fuck did... What was his whiff right there just now? I feel like that was pretty shit what he just did there. You thought Ryoma-less might be fun, you just don't have the confidence. What I was thinking is that even if we intend to not limit Ryoma's combat, we just still use him as a pair-up bot. I think that might be fine. Because the pair-up bonuses from Swordmaster, we can't leave that shit on the table. We're gonna need that for... for whatever dumbass unit I decide I want to use. The guy had Swordbreaker? Yeah, but we had Weapon Triangle, so it should have, roughly evened out. The whole appeal of Birthright is to Ryoma solo. I'm going to try to convince him to make someone into a Mechanist, because the Mechanist, I think, is one of the most interesting classes in the game that just sort of gets shafted a little bit by people. I mean, a lot of things in Birthright get shafted because if you're not, like, what? If you're not Ryoma, it's just, if you're not one-rounding people, it's tough, and Mechanists don't do that. Yeah, we're just messing around on a prologue now. We already beat the game, for those of you, again, who are just joining. Just seeing what Jerome is. Can we import more? Can we just import a bunch of Ryomas? Okay, if I could remake one FE game from the ground up, which would it be? I'd probably say Genealogy, and I've talked about my ideas for Genealogy before. So I don't want to get too much into the weeds of it, but I think that would be one that I'd want to remake from the ground up. But I also am a big believer in the idea that remakes really should deviate significantly from their original versions. I know a lot of people do disagree with this and will say that, you know, a remake should, you know, celebrate the original, embrace all the quirkiness and weirdness and things about the original. But my argument is that a remake also prevents you with a unique opportunity to try out something old from an entirely new perspective. And I think that is more interesting than just a retexture of a bunch of game than an older game. And you do end up with weird things. Like, let's be honest, as the world's biggest Echo stand, that shit should have some different maps, okay? Like, we can't have remakes be reusing maps like multiple times throughout it. Like, that shit was bad. As a big Echo stand, they really should have retooled a lot of that game's design, especially the maps. FF7 remake sucked compared to the original. Well, I mean, that's because Final Fantasy VII just kind of is shit, if we're being honest. Although the problem with Final Fantasy VII's remake is structural, because I think the decision to split up Final Fantasy VII was really bizarre, considering that Final Fantasy VII's story does two things really weird. It gets really interesting at the point that the remake ends, and it also just stops once you leave Midgar, and it just takes a huge shit off a cliff. It's really weird. Final Fantasy VII's entire structure is all kind of wonky. So, like, a remake of that game was always going to have a kind of a shit time trying to figure something out. But even if a remake is bad, I would rather a remake challenge or engage the source material in a new way rather than just, you know, same shit, different decade. I think that can be a lot more interesting. Final Fantasy VII Remake script also just has, like, weird moments like, you owe me pizza. Like, okay. Like, fine, sure. The only game you want remade before you die is Pokemon Black. I mean, I don't think remakes are also, like, just a necessary thing. I get the appeal and why people want them, but you know, it's kind of whatever to me. I think remakes are very similar to adaptations. I mean, that's literally what they are, is they're adapting something. And I think there is way too much emphasis on being faithful and people wanting to look at, like, all the changes instead of, you know, the actual question, which is how can we make this more interesting? How can we do interesting things with an already existing property that isn't just, I'm gonna pump up the graphics and make it nice and modern and shit? Awakening remake win? I don't know what an Awakening remake would be. I mean, if I remade Awakening, all I would do is just, I would get rid of Gamble as an enemy skill early game, and that's probably about it. And I would change the enemy creep. I would change the stat creep on the enemies end game and, like, tear down the pace. Or I would make paralogs easier and make them an opportunity to get shit units more levels, kind of like what Fates does with its paralogs, where its paralogs are generally easier than most of the rest of the game, to just sort of help you out, not get just jumped by late game monstrosities. Yeah, FF7's remake is a pretty big revamp. What about feet? Yeah, we would add feet. We gotta add feet. Who are you talking to, Kron? That dude's dead. He's been long dead. Wait, they just did Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 moments ago? One thing I really hope they don't do is... what's it called? You know, the thing where they do, like, they do shit? Yeah, this is dog shit, actually. Look at this. How they laid this out. Oh my goodness. Hey, more villagers to get annihilated. I'm cool with that. Hey, What's up, Jerome? Do I have any Master Seal? Oh, wait, no, I sold them. Rip Jerome, then. You are up shit creek, my friend. Where in New York is Brady from? Is Brady from New York? Is that a thing? Okay, we've got Priest Brady. What a Chad. Is he always a priest? Like, is he just a priest like this normally? I have no idea what his base class is. I've never used him before. It's really funny, though, if he is a priest. This looks like the Dorcas map. It kind of does. A little bit. So... God, Flavia's so sick. Yeah, 221 viewers. They were just here for the... Yeah, people were here for the end, but, you know, I don't... I'm not going to begrudge anybody for, like, peacing out after we beat the game, because I just fully said, like, we're just messing around at this point. Like, that's what we're here for. Is we're just here to fuck around on these paralogs here. Yeah, Zooplord, I'm just doing paralogs now because I already beat the game. I'm just checking them out and see what they're like. Yeah, someone had said that all the paralogs are from older maps, or from older games in the series. So, I don't know what all... Oh yeah, Brady is Crom's kid. I don't know what all of them are references to. I know that really bad one with Anna is a reference to FE4, which explains why it's, you know, kind of shit. I feel like Sky C, you could probably say you killed underline, you know, anybody, and it does not narrow it down. Yeah, that's not a good what's going on here. This is not okay. We got people. We should have pulled back probably. Probably be a good idea. Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, this ain't too good. Well, Crom can just get jumped and annihilated. That works. Not gonna say it was a bad idea. Let's see if we can stuff Jerome in here. Throw some rallies on some people and then use the green units as meat shields. I think that's our plan. And then hopefully this works out. Can I enter the Ike paralog? I don't even know how to do that because I think on the Nintendo PC version of this game, I don't think there's any way we can access those levels. There are a lot of characters, as far as I know, from the older games that are available as Spot Pass characters. So just like little... They're basically bonus treats. Nice, Brady. Miracle build. Ike and a DLC paralog. Yeah, I don't have DLC on this version here. I'm not putting Jerome, by the way, in the death counter. There's no point, because I'm not even trying right now at this moment. So we got any other questions anybody has? Any other topics that we want to explore nice and deeply? I do not have the DLC, no. Okay, we want to... Let's quickly save our boy there. Crom, save your son. Help him out. Look at this nightmare. Why are Flavia and Basilio on the death counter if they're still alive? Anthony, we already beat the game, and I've just have gone back and am messing around with the paralogs that I didn't do during the main game. So we're just sort of doing some... I just reloaded a save and did it, but we already beat the game. So we've already put this bad boy on ice. Thoughts on Triangle Strategy? Matt DS Games or Des Games, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure. I have not played Triangle Strategy yet. I've got it downloaded. I've got the Got that bad boy on the Switch, but I don't have it yet. Or I haven't played it yet, I should say. What Echoes maps would I say are good? None of them. I think having a short stream is a nice change of pace. It's definitely good for me as well. You know, doing these 4-hour marathons is fun, but it does take it out of me. Can I stream Switch games? Yes, I can, and I have done it before. I did Dark Souls, the Switch. Not even the boat maps. Their Echoes maps, I think, are conceptually pretty fun. What is best JoJo part and why is it part 7? Jolly, I don't know. I haven't read that far of JoJo, but from the anime, part 4 is the best of the ones they've animated, I would say. Do I prefer ambitious games like FE10 or games that stick to a formula and iterate on it well? I prefer ambitious games. Not that, obviously I'm not saying that those other games, like, I would say a lot of games are pretty good, and I enjoy them, that stick to a formula. You know, FE8 is one of those games, and it's my favorite Fire Emblem game, but in general, give me something new, give me something fresh. Let me see something that goes a little crazy, even if it does result in problems. I don't know, maybe there isn't a problem with it. I'll have to check. I can get the renown rewards, but I don't know how any of that works because I've never done it before. I think Fates had good ideas. I think Fates is a great example of a game that just works really well, like from gameplay perspective. And then the story was just, they got, IS got caught with their pants down on that one, I would say. Do I think the next FE game should have one route like most FE games or continue with multiple routes like Fates and Three Houses? I think they should go with one route that has route splits in it, Thracia and FE6 style. I think that's probably your best bet for a good game, because I very much want them to have a very solid core that they just build around instead of, you know, whatever Fates and Three Houses are doing, which is like not much. So you can lose the kids if the mother died right away, or no, you don't lose the kids. Oh wow, Brady would like that. Does a good story need to have splits at all? No, but I think it's fun for just for some variety. Give us some actual like kind of choices and stuff, you know. So I think it'd be fun. But I don't want it to be like large the way Fates and Three Houses are. Just sort of the mini route splits, I think are some of the better ways to do it in these games. One good route with one solid story is the way to go. So BMO McGrim, you're saying triangle strategy is very cool. I will have to give it a look at some point. I want to do a video on it at some point, but oh shit, this is a Gaiden map. This is from Echoes. Well, I guess it's originally from Gaiden, so interesting. There he is, Inigo. What's that dude from like fucking Bleach? Ichigo? Never watched it. I've seen the Bleach movies, but I don't know much about that shit, so let's just throw ourselves in here and see what happens. What do we got? It's been a long time since we danced with Olivia. We should have just gotten a level. This is the hardest paralog. I mean, it's probably not that tough. I think we can handle this. And by that, I mean, I think Donald can handle this. See, look at that. People. Awakening has good map design. Awakening reuses maps from Gaiden. To be fair, this is probably one of the few Gaiden maps that actually is interesting in its setup, because I like the idea of choke points that work like this. These are more interesting hallways than GBA hallways. So I give them credit. They picked out an interesting one. Why don't we get 20 avoid from this? This is bullshit. Oh, man. It is annoying, yeah, because of... Gaiden really should have gotten rid of floor tiles as an avoidable, as like a piece of terrain. It's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh, wow, look at that. That is... They coming for us. And by they coming for us, I mean they're coming for fucking... What's-his-face? Gilliam. Let's see what we got. Oh boy. Inigo. He's good, I guess. What do we want to do here? I think we'll just send just Donald around and let him to continue to annihilate people. If we get out of this whole business, not only like just playing the game, like and actually beating it all the way through, and then Donald just... Experience? Nope. Should have had infinite reinforcements. Infinite reinforcements on a route map. Now we're talking good design. Dude just venged himself for an additional 0 damage. You love to see it. Thoughts on AoE damage in Fire Emblem? I think it's interesting. I think AoE in Fire Emblem... It's really weird because Gambits, if you ever, I don't know if anybody else has has had this happen to them, but when I was playing Three Houses a bunch, and then when I started going back to the older games, I was just like, where the fuck are my Gambits? Because I'd look at a big glob of enemies and I'd be like, oh, this is easy. I'm just going to annihilate them with one of these. And yeah, so I always remember getting frustrated when I didn't have Gambits. I kind of like Area of Effect. It makes weird Kaga enemy phases more interesting to deal with when you have Area of Effect, I think. So, because I quite like Gambits a lot from... I really like Gambits, actually, from Three Houses. I think that's the best part of Three Houses, probably. Yeah, we're just messing around in the paralogs. We're just fucking around now. The fact that, like, again, I can't stress enough just how good they are. How are they this good, Flavia and Basilio? Oh, hello, what's going on? Ooh, these guys kind of fuck us up a little bit. We got to be careful with these guys. You too want to be able to fireball at the enemy, killing your own units by mistake. So good. Is it bad that you can't really distinguish map designs? No, not really. I mean, there's like it's not even like a not really. It's just a no. There's nothing bad about that because it's map design. Like map design in Fire Emblem is like super weird. It's a topic that I think everybody just sort of talks about it, but we've never had a whole lot of really serious, deep analysis of what makes good map design and like what you can do to make it better. Like it's an interesting topic, but very rarely gets talked about, you know, beyond just this map good, this map bad. And usually we itemize it too much. You know, we'll say, like, it needs to have side objectives, it needs to have things that, like, anti-turtling incentives, and all that, but then you just have to get to the core issue of, like, is a map fun? And then that just opens up an entirely different issue that I don't think there's ever really been an analysis of what makes maps fun. I can tell you what makes a map good on paper. I can't tell you what makes one fun. This is where it gets complicated. Flavia's gonna get jumped and destroyed here, I would imagine. Map feel. I'm thinking of making a map feel video, Mecha, so don't tempt me to make it happen even sooner. Because we do have a... Shoutouts to Nin, who's been hanging out in the chat a little bit, because he got done helping me edit together the next video essay, and it's coming. And you're gonna see it this weekend. It'll debut Saturday. Because I've talked about it before. Because I am convinced of my own genius. Not really, but I think that there are mechanics in maps that make them more conducive to fun than a lot of other mechanics. I think certain things like, oh my god, Basilio, what a Chad! But can we get this man some 2 range? Some 1-2 range? Fuck yeah. So, I would agree with that. There are a lot of maps that are theoretically fun, but are just not that interesting when you... Or not that fun to actually play. They're theoretically good. I forgot that this game gives you effective damage with the rapier on flyers, which is, again, hilarious. One of my issues with a lot of maps is that, you know, there are mechanics that make them very unconducive to enjoyment. I would say tight, crunchy corridors, GBA indoor maps, you know, are not fun because they're extremely restrictive on where you go. But there are also maps that are the opposite that I find to not be as fun, that are maps, for example, where just a fucking asshole hangs out right here and never moves, and now we gotta go walk all the way to him over the course of like 700 turns. Like, get over here, you piece of shit. Oh man, we're gonna have to get Boots Donnell in here. But wide open maps where enemies just sort of pour from all locations. Oh my god, we got fucking doors now too? Is there a way? Oh man. Okay, we'll just keep working. I'll just keep walking around. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. The best ones are the ones that make you feel good about winning, and I think that's generally the case. Makes you feel smart. I like terrain. I like ones that... Part of why I really like enemy phase games that allow you to, like, avoid stack with terrain is that they really make you feel smart. Like, you feel like you're making use of not just your character's stats, but all the different tools you have to augment them. Again, that's personal preference, though, because anybody who likes the player phase games can hit me up with all the different things you can do in those games as well. But I definitely much prefer taking advantage of things. The tree might give you 10 avoid, but the floor gives you 20. And we all know it's all about those floor strats. Just playing whack-a-mole out of a grave with 60 avoid. Where is this last paralog that we haven't done? Is it just the Tiki map? Have we done basically everything now? I guess we have. I do wonder if we would be able... We probably wouldn't be able... No, wait, there is one. There's one left. I knew there was one left. No, wrong way. I like it when I feel smart. I think everybody... I really like feeling smart. I do agree. So... I would say maps that are just a big rush of enemies are definitely not fun. Maps that are just like nightmares of everything running at you. And a lot of late game Fire Emblem games have this problem where it's just giant maps with a shitload of enemies. Part 4 Radiant Dawn, the last 5 chapters of Awakening, even the games I really like Sacred Stones, like my favorite, Sacred Stones, Path of Radiance. Man, some of those endgame maps are just like, okay, here's 300 enemies, and we're just gonna have them run all at you at once. And so I begin to like kind of fade out a little bit, and I don't enjoy it as much. I think it's just an expansion of like, okay, we have combat, and we're gonna blow it up big. I'll tell you, I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite maps in the series, actually, from a blind perspective, one thing a lot of people hate in every game is Fog of War. And Awakening, thankfully, 3DS Emblem never had Fog of War, as far as I can tell. There is one Fog of War map, though, I think that stands out as really, really good, and that is Chapter 6, Sacred Stones, as a blind player, because it has the generally weak enemies of Sacred Stones. By the way, what's up, Uviana? We've already beaten Awakening. We already did it, so I'm just running around, messing around with some of the paralogs that I didn't bother doing. It has the generally weak enemy of Sacred Stones, but it has an excellent anti-turtling incentive with the spiders, and it also has maybe the funniest possible map objective with Fog of War, which is kill boss. Because route in Fog of War is just like, this is just like same shit, different day. But kill boss Fog of War? Okay, now we're starting to get into comedy territory here, because we're suddenly, oh my god, Basilio gives 10 strength on pair up. That is actually crazy. So I have watched 2 people in my life play Sacred Stones completely blind, and the funniest thing I've ever seen is watching them run through the fog like crazy, trying to find that boss in Chapter 6, while trying to keep the kids from being murdered by the giant spiders. So I have seen... You all have seen Midnight Cowboy and Iron Colon on these streams before. I have watched them play that chapter blind, each of them, and Iron Colon got to the point where he couldn't find the boss, so he ferried with Vanessa Gilliam all the way around the bottom of the map over the mountains to get him into the room with the kids so that they could rescue the kids and then tank out the spider. And I've seen Midnight Cowboy just running around like a maniac on that chapter trying to find the boss. I love how that chapter has an anti-turtling incentive, and it's also just hide and seek with the boss. But the enemies are also, unless you're loot, the enemies aren't really that strong. If you're loot, you just get annihilated, because, you know, that's just what you do. You can actually put Vanessa plus Mage to block the spider. See, that's fun right there. Chapter 6, Sacred Stones, though, does have a problem in that once you know where the boss is, it kind of loses its charm. I 3-turn that chapter every time I play it now because I just run Seth straight at the boss. So I would like to try, whenever I do my Sacred Stones Fun is for Casual stream, which is going to happen, I do have a plan for Fun is for Casual Sacred Stones, but it's going to be an announcement that we'll see maybe in about a month. So that is going to happen. So I'm curious to see how that chapter ends up with Fun is for Casuals. But on a first playthrough, I think that chapter's loads of fun. One of the things I think that Fire Emblem, the best maps are both really good for blind players and then get better the more you play through them. So I think part of why map objectives, like side objectives, are so good is because on a blind playthrough, or if you're new to Fire Emblem, you just get shit on. Like, I remember the first time I played Sacred Stones, first time I played Path of Radiance, first time I played... You can go through any number of the games. Dog, I missed every single side objective that I possibly could basically. And it felt like any side objectives, like trying to keep green units alive or trying to get to the treasure chest before thieves got them. Yeah, it's trivial now, but it makes those maps feel sort of fun now. Like, I feel like I'm smart. Like, I can see myself getting better at the games, because I'm like, before I used to not be able to get anywhere with these side objectives. Now I'm killing it and picking up all the loot and getting all the shit. And it feels good. And what's up, Abinku? Your favorite map is Chapter 10 Conquest. What is mine? Ooh, I have thought about that before, but I can't come up with quite a favorite. Defend maps I'm not too crazy over. I think defend maps are fun on a blind playthrough when you have that sort of problem I was just talking about, where you're not so good, so you're not making the most of all your movements. But as you get better at the games, defend maps just become kind of trivial to the point of being a little boring. Although Conquest Chapter 10 is definitely an exception, because to trivialize that map, you basically have to route it, and to route that map is really tough. So no matter how you approach Chapter 10 Conquest, you know, it's a real tough cookie. So I'm gonna write that one down at Binku. That's a potential. That is top 10 list fodder. That is the unit. When I do the map feel video, that will be what it's all about, probably. Thracia Chapter 20 is funny. Thracia Chapter 20, I can't believe I lost Xavier and Dean on that map because they got ambush spawned by mages and ballistas, of all things. So, Worst Lord. Yeah, Worst Lord is Roy. Roy is basically Leaf without the benefits. Roy is one of the only characters in the game. I think, okay, most people who are big tier list makers, okay, they give units. Well, I would say Roy is not better than Lynn, because Lynn has Lynn mode where she's good, and you can't just not count Lynn mode because it's easy. How much of the Don 151 Thracia run have I watched? I've been watching it at the pace I've been playing the game. So after I've beaten portions of the game, I've gone back and looked at it. So I've seen all of his stuff up through Chapter 24 for that run. But anyway, I was talking about something. Hey, what's up, Sadith? You're super high? God, I wish that were me. We already beat Awakening, so we're just fucking around on the paralogs now. Roy, anyway. Yeah, Lynn can be undeployed. A lot of people who do the big tier listy stuff, and they're big on, like, you know, breaking down who's the best character in the game, and I've certainly, you know, indulged in that myself. They tend to look at characters like Roy and they say, okay, what does he add? And all of his additions are also free. There's no opportunity cost with it. I disagree with that approach, particularly when it comes to Roy. I think Roy is so shitty that the fact that he's decent in Chapter 1 and the fact that he can nuke some calves in Chapter 4 with the rapier does not override the fact that he's dog shit the rest of the game. And like the very end, I guess his end performance in the game, I think Roy has negative utility. Him being there is worse than him not being there. He's actively a liability, and Midnight Cowboy has actually sold me on the argument that Roy, at least, he's in the discussion, at the very least, for the worst character in Binding Blade. Because the negative utility he has is so ridiculous. Because people are like, oh, you can keep him safe by, like, rescue dropping him. Well, now he's just using up people's turns to be rescue dropped. What a shitty unit. At least Sophia picks up a guiding ring, and then she goes to the bench and never has negative utility after that. Lynn has nothing good about her. Lynn has to solo the prologue of FE7. Lynn is really good for like a little bit of Lynn mode, and then she spends most of the rest of the game on the bench, so she doesn't have that negative utility. So the first like 9 chapters of FE7, she's good. And that's got to count for something, you know, because those chapters exist, whether or not most people skip them. Which is why I'm big on the idea of, If Lynn would also be better though if she actually had like weapons that dealt 3 times effective damage. I think that would work. Does Lynn mode count though? I mean, I'd say Lynn mode counts because the chapters, again, they exist. And I would say Shadow Dragon's prologue counts if you're tiering the game for normal mode. And see, Shadow Dragon prologue is weird because let's say you set up, you're saying, okay, I'm tiering the game for hard 5. The prologue just doesn't exist there. Like, we have to talk about the Lynn mode chapters in some capacity because they are there and they can be played on any difficulty. And whenever I play FE7, at the very least, and this is probably just me, I almost always play through Lynn mode because I think it's fun. I like to do it. I like to mess around. It lets me get a good Dorcas. And that's really what it's all about. Yeah, and Lynn also does go to the bench. She goes away. Once Hector mode starts, she does go away. So even if you are, like... Even if you're not using her and just skip Lynn mode, she's still better than Roy, because Roy is actively harming your team by being there. Dog shit unit. Funny how no one talks about Elliewood mode. You can't bench Lynn on the final... That is true, you can't bench Lynn on some maps, but the other advantage is that Roy also has to seize every map. That also makes Roy worse, because you can't just shove him off at the beginning. You have to actually haul his ass around. And with Roy, I have trained Roy before, there's no benefit. You don't get diddly dick for it. It just makes the whole experience just actually more a pain in the ass to try to use him. Let's see if we can... No bonus maps available. Dang. Bonus challengers? No. Bonus teams? Bonus items? Damn. Yeah, we can't, because I have to activate... yeah, let's... Activation complete. Let's see if we can get something here. Oh, wow, okay. It sends me on a loop, so I can't get anything. From this. Wow, this... Wait, you can buy avatars from other files on your thing? That's disgusting. Oh, you can create a battle room in this game? This game's got multiplayer too? That's sick. Look at all this we could get. Hell yeah. If Roy promoted earlier, that would also probably help. So... Yeah, someone get their 3DS with its capture card. Drive it to Kentucky. I'll meet you. Oh, let me get some of these. I've got these Utz Pub Mix. A savory blend of crunchy snacks. It's very delicious. Tectonic Improv. I did not lose the run. We beat the run. And I've just been messing around on Paralogs ever since to complete the rest of that. Well, see, I don't see that as a problem, though. The paralogue of, you know, Shadows of Valentia has to be beaten. So Myson gets that chapter towards his bonus, you know, towards how you'd calculate him. You wouldn't put him in S tier because he's required to beat the game. But he does deserve credit for it, the same way the Black Knight deserves credit for 1-9 in Radiant Dawn. Because you can't just arbitrarily chop off points of the game and act like they don't happen when you tier stuff and when you talk about how good units are. Because then it gets, like, really weird if you just start pretending that certain parts of the game don't exist. No, we can't say we really won. If Flavio and Basilio died, then it really was a wrap. But I'm thinking that... Well, I think it's time we just call the stream. I'll answer a few more questions here while I munch on some Utz Pub Mix, but we beat this game. We did all the maps we possibly could, Except the Tiki map annihilated us when we tried it. Not so good. But you do act like Revelation never happened? I think we should embrace Revelation. Not many fan bases get games that extraordinarily whack in their series. I think we need to embrace Revelation and really study it. Put that shit under the microscope. Look at that business. How do I feel about FE flirty characters? I like characters of all types. Just so long as they're not committing, you know, heinous crimes. With their flirtiness. I'm not that cool, Sedith. How would it scare you if I told you that Berwick Saga's best map is technically Defeat Boss Fog of War? Then I would want to go play Berwick Saga again and give it another try. The amount of people I disagree with on FE4 will never cease to amaze me. Like, that's got to be the most divisive game in the series. They steal your heart, is that not a crime? No, that's... maybe it's a love crime, but it's still passionate and sweet and beautiful. Hardest map on Shadow... Are you asking, Mr. Duck, are you asking what I think the hardest map on Shadow Dragon is? Assuming hard 5, you're probably looking at... Chapter 3, maybe? Those first 3 chapters on Shadow Dragon on hard 5 are brutal. Yeah, they're brutal. I don't like it, and I think Hyman has... he has a stake at being the worst boss in the series. But there are other late game maps that are also really tough. I'm interested to hear what your take is, Mr. Duck, because Wendell... I mean, you went through it, because you're Wendell. Hardest FE12 map, probably the Dragon Bridge, or the desert. And the desert, you can circumvent, I think, more easily. The fucking Dragon Bridge, though, holy hot diggity damn, that map is on another level. Chapter 9 was the hardest on your first playthrough. I can't think of Chapter 9 in my head. I'll have to go look at it. And see, on my first playthrough of Shadow Dragon, I killed about 70% of the cast on normal mode. That's how long ago and how bad I was at the time. Well, I shouldn't say how bad I was at the time. I could just say how bad I am, and it's probably still applicable because, well, you see the Graveyard for Awakening. You see this monstrosity. Oh, that map is pretty tough. That map is pretty tough. I'll hit you up, Joe _. I would recommend, if anybody's never played Awakening, I'm going to give you my final thoughts on Awakening, actually. I would like to give you... Wooden Cavalry's a hard one, Posby. Here's my final take on Awakening. Awakening is up there. Probably top 2 or 3 in the entire series for fun. Up until about Chapter 17. Then I think it falls off a cliff, where its map design starts to favor just hordes of enemies that just run straight at you. Which, you know, even if you are built for it and you're ready to go, it's just kind of boring. And the late maps of Awakening get very redundant, I find. But I don't want to have recency bias when I analyze Awakening, because I would say the first 2/3, 3/4 of this game probably, excellent. Amazing. Some of the finest in the series, some of the silliest in the series, and I think we should appreciate this game for all of its wackiness that it does early on. Even though I decked this game in 4 parts, I think it is probably too long, and the Vom arc should have been refigured. I think that would be the biggest change I'd want to make about this game, is just the Vom arc is... well, let's just say it's inconsistent. I lost the best dialogue in Thracia? That's sad. But hey, that just means there's more in... Abinku, I wouldn't consider it sad that I lost the best dialogue in Thracia. It just means there's more for me to discover. So wait, the last part is divided into Valm and Grima? Okay, if it's the Grima arc that's the last several maps, then I'll do that. But by whatever name I call it by, I'm just referring to the last 4 or 5 maps. Will I do a Conquest run to mirror my appearance in the Birthright run? Probably not. Conquest scares me too much. I'm bad at it. So bad. Would I do a randomizer run at some point? At some point, I'd probably do like a Sacred Stones randomizer or something. I'd feel pretty comfortable doing it for that game. I'm a Bruli. I did not lose. We beat the game. I just went back after we beat it, since I beat it in under an hour for today's stream, and went back and played the Paralog. So now we're just kind of answering some questions, having some chats real quick before I peace out of here. Any plans or expectations for Birthright? I have no idea what to expect with that one, Dotstiff. We'll find out, but we will... I have no idea. I'm still trying to think about what my meme build I want to do with someone is. Mung, you are right. Anything that has to do with FE8, I'm all over it, like a fly on shit. Well, Gilgamesh, I hope you can learn from that attitude. It's something I had to train myself to do, is this idea of I didn't miss out on it. It means there's more for me to discover, because if you let FOMO kind of take over, it's really not good for yourself, because you end up just stressed and having anxiety all the time. I have anxiety all the time. I'm up way late at night most of the time, so I try to do as much positivity as I can throughout my day, regardless. I'm smelly and stinky and cool. Thanks, Willem. Means a lot. What do I think about the second weapon triangle? I think the second weapon triangle is like cool in concept, but it's cognitive overload. Because even having played through all 3 Fates games, 2 of them through to completion on Lunatic, and 1 of them with Conquest all the way through on Hard, and most of the way through on Lunatic, I still can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what the stacked weapon triangle is. I have no idea. Yeah, FOMO is fear of missing out. See you later, Elazar Kamez the 4th. Glad to have you here. And you have a good rest of your day. The weapon triangles, or the magic triangle, is one of those things that's like cool, but like it never plays into it. I think I thought about it like one time through my entirety of my FE8 Iron Man. A Sailor Moon Fire Emblem game? Hey, they can do whatever crossovers they want. I'd probably still play it. I don't know anything about Sailor Moon, but it would probably be a banger. FE4 has half of a good story going for it, and almost nothing else. It has an amazing prologue map, though, as I've talked about before, in a map analysis video. Maybe I'll do that later. Do more map analysis. Do unit... When I do my map feel video, it's going to be great. Fates' gameplay, I find, is very similar to New Mysteries in that it's very calculated. It's very on point. And I actually prefer Chaos to being on point. Opinion on Cher, she's probably like number 1 or number 2 waifu in this game. It's always a toss-up between her and Cordelia. Well, actually, but then no, there's Flavia. But then you've also got Frederick. And Basilio. Fuck. This is complicated. Best map in Echoes. You don't know this. You just want to hear your opinion on a game with hated map design. Oh, Mr. Duck, you're asking the tough questions. Best map in Echoes. Well, it's not Nui Baba's Abode, I can tell you that. I genuinely like... Holy crap. Who's Callum? Am I ever going to play Persona 4 Gold? I want to play Persona 4 at some point. played only Persona 5. Do I have bad tastes? Yes. That's it. Binku's got it. The Delphia map has one of the few good recruitment situations in that game. I don't know what just happened there to the stream, by the way. Good thing we were already done. Both Persona 2s? There's... What is it, like Final Fantasy X and X-2s? There's like Persona 2 and Persona 2 2? Fire Emblem Rhythm game? Dude, I'd be down. If we could get Fire Emblem Rhythm game, that'd be great. Alright, see you later, Duck. Oh. Oh, man. Okay. Well, it was great talking to everybody. I think we're gonna go ahead and peace out here. I'm gonna eat more fucking... Let's go get me some chicken tendies. And... I hope you all have a great day. Rest of your day. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll see you all on Sunday. I'll also see you all tomorrow. Go over to Speedy Hawk's channel. Check him out because I'll be on his channel pretty much every Friday night for the next few weeks at the very least. Probably more than that. Looking at Fire Emblem Fate's Birthright. So do that. Thank you all for sticking around. Thank you all for being here. You all make it a blast. Again, I say I have fun with these games. I really just have fun when you all are here and chat, getting into it with me. That makes it so much better. So much more brilliant. So, again, thank you all for stopping by. And don't worry, oh hey, it's Temmie. You may have missed it, but there's always a chance to go back and you can check out our epic win because we fucking annihilated Awakening. We didn't need units to beat it. We just needed big brain. So, I'll see you all later. Thank you so much, everybody. Sedith, Passaboy, Andrew, Gilgamesh. Always a pleasure. BMO McGrim, Andrew, Zach, Fresh Till Desu. I like that name. Kel, Zach, Dijon, Mustard. The best kind of mustard. Hiya Pow, Dimmy K. What a beast. Senum Verata, Fred, Joe underscore, Teclonic Improv, Naomi Isabel. Good to have you all here. Willem and Ultiflame and Orabobo, Timothy Thomas. Timothy Thomas, it's got a good ring to it. Big fan. Daddy Zelgius. Oh my god, I'm looking at that profile picture, Daddy Zelgius. That is Daddy. I will see you all later. See you all on Sunday. See you all tomorrow on Speedy Hawk's channel. You all are the best. Passaboy and iPat. Check it. And you too, out of ideas. Holy shit, this music is so good, I can't stop listening to it.